Hi everybody! Normally when I come across some medical information that directly pertains to corsets, I take my time to make a video and I present things in a very well thought out, organized, and thorough manner. And today somebody linked me to a German video where Dr. Hirschhausen had done an MRI scan on the burlesque artist and tight lacer Eden Berlin, and she was wearing a corset made by corset manufacturer TO.mTO. So I'm going to put all those people's links down in the description below, and I would love to do a one of my longer videos on this, but this is actually pretty time sensitive because that video of the MRI scans and the results is only up for a week, and I think that week is up like tomorrow. I think the video is only up for another 1 or 2 days. So I'm going to give you just the quick synopsis of the results right now, and I'm going to have a link somewhere on the screen to the longer post on my website about the results, and I'll also have it in the description below for anybody watching this on mobile right now. So this TV show called Hirschhausen's Quiz of the Human Being, or the Human Body, it is educational in a way, but it's in the format of a game show. So there are actually contestants on this show, and the contestants had to choose what out of 3 options what would actually be happening to Eden's body when she's wearing the corset. So the options were whether her lungs would be compromised, so she would be less oxygenated, whether her kidneys would be squished and so they wouldn't be able to filter the blood easily, or whether her intestine was squished and so she would have worse digestion. And so they had to choose A, B, or C, and then they actually showed Eden going into the MRI machine with and without a corset. And obviously an MRI machine creates an extremely strong magnetic field, so TO.mTO could not use any sort of metal in their corset. So instead of steel boning, she used heavy-duty German plastic boning, and she made sure that her eyelets were actually made from brass instead of having any sort of dirty alloy that might have contained a little bit of iron. So before making the corset, Tonya said that she had to take all of her materials for her corsets, including the fabric, stick it in the MRI machine and make sure that there was no reaction happening, and then she was able to make the non-ferrous corset for Eden. And so the results of this, basically the kidneys and the lungs were hardly affected at all. You can see between the before and after pictures there is barely any difference in the morphology or the position of the organs, and she was breathing fine, and Hirschhausen said that her kidneys were working fine. And from there you could see the scan shift up to the peritoneal cavity, where you could see a lot of the other organs, including the liver and the stomach, where you could see that they have shifted above the waistline and not below like a lot of the old diagrams show. And Hirschhausen showed that the most affected organ was the large intestine, particularly the transverse colon, so the part of the colon that goes across the body. So you can see in the scan of Eden, her transverse colon was caught partially above the waist and below the waist. Now it's important to note that Eden said that the corset was new, it was not seasoned, and she was kind of rushing to put on the corset and get back in the MRI machines. So Eden didn't have time to lace down slowly and have her internal organs adjust slightly before she had to go back and have that second scan done. So if she had been able to lace down slowly and let her organs adjust a little bit, then the scan might have shown a little bit differently. Particularly Fran Blanche of Contour Corsets says that tight lacers can use the cycle method and also practice bowel movements while wearing their corset to help coax the transverse colon underneath the waistline so it doesn't get caught above and below the waist like you show in the scan. So yes, if you're lacing down quickly, your intestines can be caught in the waistline of your corset, and it can cause some digestive issues like constipation. However, Hirschhausen then took an MRI scan of a pregnant woman to show how flexible these intestines are and how easily they can move out of the way, especially for a growing baby. So you can see in this scan, you can see the intestine that had basically moved up into the side to accommodate the baby. So this is the first time I've ever seen an MRI scan of a tight lacer, and I'm really excited about the results. So if you want to read more on my site or watch the video, remember that it is time sensitive. It is going to come down in the next couple of days. I have links in the description below, and I would love to do a continuation of this study one day, especially with different types of people, because each person has slightly different size of organs, and they might show a slightly different orientation if you lace them down in different corsets with maybe different silhouettes or different reductions, or depending on their experience level. So I would definitely want to do a study like this in the future. And I can see how this sort of research could be relevant to, say, orthopedic technicians that still make medical back braces for people. So I have a feeling that this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to corset-related medical research. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did. Remember to check out those links below, and I'll see you in a couple days for the next video. Bye!